It's clear this is a full-scale invasion.
Rubber bullets, helicopters, armored vehicles.
You are tuning in to Revolution News Link, linking information, experience, revolutionaries, and making it mainstream. I'm your guy, John Tell. Please make sure you hit the like button and share this stream. Follow us on all our platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Tonight, I'm going to try something new. I want to give y'all some headlines, but then, of course, everyone's talking about the hot topic, which, as y'all know, now is referred to as the slap. And we will get to that because there are there's a lot to dissect around that, right? There's a lot to talk about there, and we will get to it. However, I do want to post some articles that do go hand in hand with what I was just stating. If you go on to the Leon Block Independent Media Facebook page, you will see all of the goings on that has been transpiring surrounding this whole slap situation, and some statements released by Dr. Bernice King, the youngest child of civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr., who addressed the situation. Yes, she did. And also Chris Rock and Will Smith have both released statements, as well as the father of Venus and Serena Williams. It's interesting that this situation has taken off as much as it did, but again, there's a reason behind that too, that we will get into in a bit. I did want to run through some of the posts that have taken place on the Leon Block Independent Media Facebook page, because definitely should know about them. There is a defund to refund our housing rally in Baltimore, Maryland, this Wednesday at 7 p.m. You can definitely check out more information about that, and the event is posted on our page. You can find it there. We do a lot of meme posting, and you know, you can equate that to entertainment, but at the same time, we do try to make it very informative for you as well. You're picking up something, not just putting a laugh down, if you feel me. Jamaica moves to become a republic as calls grow for slavery reparations following UK royal visit. Yes. Where'd it go? They what's his name, Prince William and Kate traveled to the Caribbean. We all know about that, but where'd it go? But Jamaica has now officially had a public press conference where they announced, and they blatantly just outright announced that they are moving on, as they said. And Lisa Henna, a senior member of Jamaica's parliament for the opposition and a shadow minister for foreign affairs and foreign trade, was kind of heckled and ridiculed by the British media in the typical angry black woman kind of fashion, saying that she snubbed Kate Middleton, which she didn't. And she had to clear that up, but she should have not had to have cleared that up, but she did. She went on Democracy Now! And spoke about it. You can check out the article. I will drop it in the comments for y'all. It's just that the way that Lisa Hanna kept her poise and the way that she spoke and addressed the situation, given all of the things that people have been through with during with the scar of colonialism that still stains our societies today. Um, it's I'm proud. I'm proud. Um, you can find the rest of that article on democracynow.org. I posted the link in the comments. Very interesting article from the Washington Examiner. I find very interesting, and I just want to know what people's thoughts are on it. So check it out. It is now in the comments, and the article reads, USA Today and gender studies experts confirm women don't exist. And what they mean by that is, like, we take the arguments that they use to say that the woman from South Africa, Caster Semenya, was disqualified even though she was born a woman. They said that she is not a woman because she's too, quote unquote, manly, basically, is what they tried to say. So they said that she's not a woman, but she is a woman. So what qualifies to being a woman? You have to have the average fragile, frail, slim, slender European figure to be considered a woman. Is that what we're doing now? So that is what this article is suggesting, or getting to the root of, I should say. More articles for debating. There's a lot of this whole topic surrounding the slap, right, is definitely a teachable moment, and it's something that we should move away from talking about the actual moment and talk about the intricacies of what it means for people in general. And there's so many different things to peel back there, right? Non-white refugees fleeing Ukraine war held in detention centers in Poland, Estonia, and Austria. Yes, Russia's invasion of Ukraine prompted an exodus of nearly 4 million people, and an outpouring of support for many of the refugees. But a new report finds dozens of non-white people who fled Ukraine are being held in long-term detention centers in Poland and Estonia without any information to point as to them being there for an actual reason. They're just being held there. Maud Julian, an investigations editor at Lighthouse Reports, just published a series of reports in collaboration with The Independent and others on the detention of African students fleeing Ukraine. And she described how the European Union's temporary protection directive sets a double standard by permitting the safe entry of Ukrainian citizens into neighboring countries while withholding protection to third-party nationals escaping the same conflict. So that article is on Democracy Now! However, it does have a video that accompanies it, so you can check it out on YouTube as well through Democracy Now!'s YouTube channel. There was a detained African student who just talked about his mental health and how scared he was, and it's the scariest moment he's ever faced in his life. There's another person who explained how it's more of a tussle going back and forth, that They were at the border for 3 days, stuck in Ukraine, trying to flee Ukraine, and they're a student. They came to Ukraine to there's many people, like 70,000, I think, that come from specifically Africa, to study in Ukraine for a number of different things. This particular person, it wasn't clear what he was in Ukraine to study, but he had been at the border trying to leave Ukraine for 3 straight days. And of course, he was getting pushback from the Ukrainian police and harassment from them, so he ran. They took his bag with his laptop and everything. He did succeed into getting into Poland, but then they immediately stopped him and put him in a detention center. And this is a common occurrence, supposedly, with a lot of non-white Ukrainians that are fleeing the atrocity. So if you want to find out more about this, you can go to democracynow.org. I will put the specific link to the transcript in the comments, but you can also check out the video of it as well and get more from Ma Julian, who was there and has interviewed various African students in particular, giving their experience about what is transpired. And so one last main set of main articles really quick, and you can find the rest of them on democracynow.org. Ariana DeBose becomes first openly queer woman of color to win an Oscar for acting. Staten Island Amazon workers cast ballots in high stakes union election. Yes, yes. So look out for that. Also, stay tuned on the Bessemer, Alabama Amazon union vote, which ended last week. So we will hear about that soon as well. Biden proposes 20% minimum tax on billionaires' income. And if approved by Congress, the billionaire minimum tax, income tax, would apply only to the top 100th of 1% of US tax filers. But the experts estimate that the tax could raise $215 billion from just the 10 wealthiest billionaires over the next decade. It should be more. Salvadorian journalist who spent 15 months in ICE jail is granted asylum. ICE to stop jailing asylum seekers in 2 prisons over dangerous conditions. And fighting continues in Yemen amid humanitarian disaster as war enters its 8th year. In Yemen, at least 8 people were reported killed following overnight airstrikes by the Saudi-led coalition this week. The attacks came just hours after Houthi rebels announced a 3-day truce and said they would agree to peace talks if Saudi Arabia stopped its strikes and blockade of Yemen and removed foreign forces from the country. Again, the U.S.-backed war on Yemen is entering its 8th year, with residents facing a worsening humanitarian crisis, and millions have been uprooted and are on the brink of famine. A displaced man spoke, saying, to begin with, we have no livelihood, and that they're lost, and it's as if, he says, it's as if we are buried underground like a tree that cannot bloom. My children and I are destitute. We have no income, nothing. We pray to God that this war will stop all across all of Yemen. Also, the Great Barrier Reef undergoes its 6th mass bleaching event. There are also other climate information, bits of information that you definitely should know about. Global climate strikers call for end to fossil fuel dependence amid Russia's attack on Ukraine, and the ice shelf collapses in eastern Antarctica amid soaring temperatures. For more of the information on that, again, check out Democracy Now! I'll post a link in the comments. That will take you straight to the headlines if you want to check them out. But they also have a YouTube channel where you could check out the videos and get more of the headlines as well. We'd love to get more information from y'all. If y'all have any news out there that y'all would like put out into the universe and spread and share with the rest of the comrades in the network, feel free to email us at the leonblock at gmail.com. You can reach out to us by DMing us on the Leon Block Independent Media page on Facebook. Yes, yes, yes. And at the bottom of the screen, I know I'm late, but you could check, you could hit us up at any of those links there. Yeah, I just wanted to speak my mind a little bit more freer. I just wanted to drop some news, but also to speak my mind a little bit. First things first. The third. We will be airing an episode live streaming to YouTube and Facebook called Black Woman Fetish. Definitely stay tuned for that. Set your reminders on the Leon Black Independent Media Facebook page. We do have an event link that you can check out there and subscribe to the event so that you get a reminder and you don't miss it. All right. How's everyone doing this evening? Can I talk about the smack now? Can I talk about the slap? That's what we calling it, the slap, right? I don't even know where to begin. I did have some articles that I wanted to read to y'all concerning the slap, though. So I mean, I can get into that while I'm here. The one thing I do want to read first that caught my attention just recently, but it was shared 8 hours ago, was that Will Smith slap spurs a racism debate, as we knew it would. And the daughter of MLK Jr. weighed in. Dr. Bernice King, the youngest child of civil rights leader Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., addressed Will Smith slapping Chris Rock at Sunday's Academy Awards on Twitter Monday, saying that anybody who thought the incident reflected poorly on the members of the Black community already thought Black people looked bad. I mean, that shit hit me. That shit hit me deep. Like, she's not wrong, in my opinion. Discussion about the confrontation on various outlets and on social media has touched on different aspects of racism. King, who is the CEO of the King Center, was among the prominent names to offer an opinion. She also said, respectability doesn't cure racism. Ha. Yo, that right there is gold. Come on. That is gold. Okay. I'm posting that right now. Because I needed to. Okay, so where was I? She added, be loved, but please don't think that a person who uses one moment to malign a whole group of people did not do so before that moment. Before King's tweets, many other Black voices had already offered their take on the issue of race in regards to the incident, including activist, author, I don't even know this name, but the Academy Awards has condoned violence for years, particularly violence against women regarding white men who raped, sexually assaulted, domestically abused women. Now, some of y'all demanding Will Smith, fifth Black man to win the Oscars, to be stripped? Where was this energy before? You okay? Okay. This is what I find important, that we do talk about this stuff, and move away from specifically talking about like Will and Jada, because I think that's not the issue. It's more importantly like what we can learn from this situation. You know what I'm saying? I really want people's opinions to weigh in on what they feel about this. Somebody in a comment that I posted, that I made a post on, uh, someone commented to one of my posts, excuse me, saying, if it had been Sean Penn smacking Chris Rock, would we be cheering? Is Smith getting a pass because it was a black on black violence thing? If so, is that cool? No, it's not cool, but that brings up a really good point. Um, there's so many different things to strip apart and dissect here. Some people are looking at the aspect of Jada having alopecia and how the joke was not funny, but then some people were saying that you know Chris Rock didn't know that she had alopecia, and if she didn't, in my opinion, that does change things a bit. Some people are, upset that Will slapped Chris to begin with, saying that it's violent. Some people are mad at Chris for saying that he's a bully. Um, it's just this. It's a firestorm of all kinds of different things, and everyone weighing their opinions in. So, being that this is the place for opinions, I really want to know people's opinions on this. You know. So you can reach out to us, the Leon Block Independent Media, at Gmail. Excuse me, the Leon Block at gmail.com is our email. But you can reach out to us at the Leon Block Independent Media Facebook page through DM. You can comment on our live stream that we're on right now. You have multiple ways of reaching us. We actually do have a number you can call us at if you'd like to. And if you want, just DM us or comment and we can send you that. Uh, but back to the article. King further addressed the altercation between Smith and Rock in additional tweets. She began a thread after some Twitter users questioned her about her stance on nonviolence, as King preaches that principle in her ministerial work and at the King Center, which devotes itself to spreading her father's message of making the world more peaceful and humane for everybody. Condone is such an intriguing word, often reeking of ignorance and arrogance. How about sharing what we commit to not being and to eradicating? King wrote. Because a lot of people are saying, I don't condone violence, but may only mean the type of violence they're uncomfortable with. I'm seeing comments about our children being influenced by violence at the Oscars. Our children are inundated with various forms of violence, including state sanctioned violence every day. We need to deal with some root issues, King wrote. We need to deal with some root issues. She added in another tweet, we need to teach our children by example and by education about historical violence, interpersonal violence, gun violence, white supremacist violence, economic violence, and psychological violence, etc. Then we need to expose the layers of violence and the roots of violence. Woo! She said that. She said that. Then we must commit to nonviolence, not as a word used to stop violence in the face of injustice, but as a path to true peace, which includes justice. Until we authentically commit to embracing a just pathway to peace, we'll continue to grapple with manifestations of violence, she concluded. I think she said all that needed to be said. I mean, I was gonna go into all the things that everyone else was saying, but she did that. Yo, like, wow. All right, well, I'm gonna get out of here, and we will talk to y'all soon. Make sure you meditate on your path, celebrate your being, Educate yourself and liberate your spirit. I'm John Tell. Have a great evening.